We're going to look at two different partial product ways of multiplying today, one of which we learned last week in class, one of which we learned this week, in fact today. But the two, even though they look kind of different initially, they're actually very similar. So the first thing we do is go ahead and we divide our whiteboard in half so that we can put one method on one side, one on the other. And we're going to go ahead and write the problem. Let's say 236 times 4 right here. And then over here on the left side, we're going to go ahead and do the partitioned rectangle method, which is a partial product method, but it's going to you're going to use an actual rectangle. It's going to be a little more visual. You're going to put a rectangle, and because there are 3 digits, 3 place value spots, you're going to go ahead and divide it into 3 segments. And we put the 4 over here on this side, and then we look at each place value and think how much is a digit in that place worth. So a 2 in the hundreds place, that's worth 200. A 3 in the tens place is worth 30. And a 6 in the ones place is worth 6. And then we just multiply 4 times each of those place value spots. So 4 times 2 is 8, and there are 2 zeros. 4 times 3 is 12, and there's 1 0. And 4 times 6 is 24. And then we come down here and we just literally add them together. So we have 944. We come over to the other side, and instead of doing 4 times 6 and putting our ones place down, carrying our group of 10, what we're going to do is kind of start on the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to look at place values. I told some of the groups today that they can think of 236 as 200 plus 30 plus 6, if that helps write it that way. And so then they're, again, going to take 4 times 200, and that's going to be 800. And they're going to take 4 times 30, and that's going to be 120, and 4 times 6 is 24. If you notice, you get those same values because you're multiplying 4 times the same place value spot in each case. So it looks, when you get down to this part, exactly the same. And of course, when you add it up, you're going to get 944, and it's the same on both sides. So the basic thing we're doing is multiplying one digit times the place value spots in the other number is all we're doing. And so that's what the kids were doing for homework tonight. They should have approached the problem using that partitioned rectangle method, it's called, which is on the left, and then the partial product method on the right. And they're both partial product approaches. It's just they're a little different.